We look at the gold in these dealer display cases and we all have the same fantasy. The fantasy is as follows. We place a suitcase of $100 bills before the dealer and tell them that we want to buy all the gold in the display case. That is the dream. In the next 3 minutes, I'll show you how that played out in real life. Yes, this really happened. Also stay to the end of this video to hear my viewer response. I choose one comment and respond live. It may be your comment. Let's do this in 3 minutes and away we go. You know that feeling when you look in the display case at your local coin shop, that quick feeling of amazement? Get yourself to a national coin show and you will be knocked off your feet. I'm talking about the major shows that happen throughout the year. There are about 7 of them. The World's Fair of Money, the Central States, Florida's Fun Show. These draw dealers from all across the country to bring their best, and they truly do. Table after table with cases packed with gold bullion, rare gold coins worth tens of thousands of dollars. I love going to these shows, and my recent experience stopped me in my tracks. Have you ever been to New York City, Manhattan, Brooklyn? This does not take place in New York, but if you've been to Manhattan, if you've been to Brooklyn, then you will know there's a population of people. Stop. I do not want to foster stereotypes, so I will not tell you the name of this group. Just know that they are very religious and insular. I'm going to leave it at that. 2 people from this community stood behind me at a dealer's table. I was in the middle of a conversation with a dealer and I stepped aside because I know dealers are there to do business rather than talk to me. As I stepped aside, I watched the following transaction. These 2 men told the dealer they wanted to buy all the gold in his case. Here's the interesting part. I know. You thought that was the interesting part. No, the interesting part is that they didn't even look at the specific gold in the case. They barely even glanced at it. I knew immediately. I knew from standing and talking to this dealer, I knew there was at least half a tube of gold maples, 7 to 10 full-ounce semi-numismatic gold coins, and at least 10 slabbed, rare $20 libs, St. Gaudens in this case. If you just do the math, we're looking at close to $100,000. I'll take a moment to let that sink in. Now, they stated their intent to pay cash and pointed to their bag. The dealer looked sideways at me, then sat quietly listening. The men said this, and this is the part I cannot get out of my head. They said they'll pay cash for everything. They just need an invoice. The dealer quickly exhaled and said no. Those of you that have been in this game for a few years will be able to guess. You will know immediately why the dealer rejected this deal. Can you guess it? I'll tell you. I can tell you it has something to do with taxes and the IRS. Are you there yet? If any purchase surpasses the amount of $10,000, the IRS needs to know. By requiring an invoice, the dealer can be accused of laundering money, right? That is the reality, and that is why he rejected it. He told them that he would sell them a few coins that would total just under $10,000, and for that, he can write an invoice. Please leave me a comment if you've ever experienced or heard anything of this sort. I read all your comments. I really want to know if this is out of the ordinary because I've never seen anything like it. My first thought, please let me know if this is where your mind is going. I would have told them to buy the entire case on several different occasions. I would have scheduled 10 different days to meet and buy and set the totals to be always under $10,000. That's where my mind was going. But these men appeared impatient. Whatever they were thinking, whatever was going on in their lives that made them need to turn this into cash so quickly, I'll never know. And I explained that in 3 minutes. In my last video, Gary Henderson 6504 said, regarding the cranky coin shop dealer we were talking about in my video, he said, I've had very good success over my 7+ decades by following a few simple rules. And he says, I hope these rules help. He wrote out his rules. He says, number 1, never need to buy something more than the seller needs to sell it. I like that. Number 2, never do business with someone who treats you like he's doing you a favor to allow you to buy from him. We've all had that feeling. Number 3, if a person cheats or attempts to cheat me once, they never get a chance to attempt it again. And number 4, always take good care of the people who take good care of you. Number 5, never miss an opportunity to help someone, whether a total stranger or a family member. The exception to the rule was at one time, unless his name is Ted Bundy and he needs help loading his boat. Very funny. And then he says, less than spot. Geez, how badly did you need that money? This is referring to my previous video. You got to watch it. Now, thank you for the words of wisdom, Gary. I want to engrave that list on a plaque for me to reference. There's a lot there. My personal favorite was number 3. You said, if a person attempts to cheat me once, they never get a chance again. That's perfect. Hit subscribe. I make 3 videos per week. Hit subscribe. I don't want you to miss it. I'll see you in the next video.